Hello and welcome. Tonight on the show, in a flurry of bad sports references, we have quite the false start of our own. Join us as we try and fail a March Madness bracket with ridiculously hot sauces. Thank you for listening. This is Sauce Spoken.
And we're back. We are Sauce Spoken. We're the podcast detailing your favorite sauces, dips, and condiments. My name's Adam, and I'll be your host, and I'm joined here this week by my co-host, Tori.
Hello, hi there. My name's Tori, and this is Sauce Spoken. And contrary to popular belief, I know my rights from my lefts. So to prove that point, sitting to my right, then go ahead and put all the women and children to bed, and please hide any small woodland creatures in your ecological area for their sake.
The woodland creatures.
That's right. Our co-host and friend, E. Welcome to the show, E.
You saying he's into bestiality or something?
That's not what I'm saying. That's what you said. I didn't say anything like that.
All I can picture is like the Ents, you know? Like the Ents are running away from me.
The Ents?
An Ent would squish me for sure, so.
Are you considering having sex with an Ent, Eric?
You said woodland creatures. I don't know.
I'm taking,
not made of wood.
I'm urging people to, if they're partial to any squirrels or raccoons or any creatures like that.
Or kitty cats especially.
Or kitty
cats especially. Any vermin that are tearing up one's yard.
Ooh. Hate to have a nasty yard.
That's right. Oh, I actually saw it.
And now it's time to catch up with the hosts.
Time to catch up.
I actually saw a recent
How was
picture.
your week, Eric?
It's been good. I saw a recent picture posted online on like a social media like neighborhood thing. I think we may have talked about the app before on here. Nextdoor. Anyways, a person and their yard was just all torn up.
I thought that was like a local hookup app.
That's definitely
what
not
I've been using it for.
Wow. Wow. Well done.
What else you got going on this week, Eric?
Let's see. I went to Ohio this weekend. It was great. Visited some family.
Oh,
played
you did?
some.
I feel like you didn't announce it. Normally, you use that as an excuse to try to get out of going to game night.
Oftentimes, yeah.
Oftentimes. But we had a birthday.
It was a birthday edition. I couldn't miss it.
Yeah, we had a birthday edition,
True.
and we'll have to cycle back around to that.
Oh, geez.
Anything else? Anything else there at the birthday weekend? Holiday? Ohio? What were you in Ohio for?
My mom's birthday. So.
Oh, multiple birthdays.
Multiple birthdays.
Wow.
And today is my grandmother's birthday. So, yeah, lots of February birthdays.
Very nice.
Neat. Anything else?
Yeah, and we played Sagrada. I would like to mention that I got to play a new board game, kind of new. It's been out for many years, but new to me, new to my family. We all enjoyed it very much. Played a few rounds of it, so
Nice.
Very good.
Sagrada.
Yes, you're making stained glass windows out of dice.
Sounds very much like something you would buy.
Yeah, that sounds like that's right up your
A
alley.
little abstract, puzzly dice drafting game. It's
You're
fun.
abstract.
Nice.
Yes, you are.
How about you, Adam? How was your weekend?
Busy. Yeah, I ended up working Saturday and then catching up on a lot of other personal chores on Sunday. And we recently had a event that shall not be mentioned by name on the podcast because apparently they're very litigious about using the name.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys didn't know that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, the major American sports event of February is very does not want you to use their title if you're not paying them to do so.
Dang.
Yeah, you're not supposed to say those two words.
Wow.
The words in regard to the nighttime, the particularly extraordinary nighttime predaceous bird. You know, the superb owl. You're not supposed to make any reference to that at all.
Wow,
I guess by name. So I've heard that before, and I don't want to run afoul of them. So
Nice.
Get it, foul.
Yeah, now that you mention it.
Run afoul, Tori.
Nice.
Run afoul.
Well,
Thank you.
Well
Okay.
done.
That also works because foul are birds,
Right.
It's a double entendre.
Ooh, boy.
Triple.
Yeah.
Actually, triple. Yeah, I guess triple because running fouls, bird fouls, and then fouls as in the typical meaning.
Man, you're really doing a
In
good
an
job.
idiomatic expression.
Sure, you're not killing it by having to explain it all.
You are
after
an
that.
enigma.
Oh. All right. How did we get on this topic? Oh, that was the weekend. Yeah. And furthermore, we're recording today on a Monday, which is Valentine's Day. So three of us here have nothing to do on Valentine's Day. There's that. That's thanks to me. But what about you, Tori? What about your week? Anything going on?
Oh, boy. Yeah, boy. The week the weekly video game check-in, and we listen to some dolt play 3-year-old games. But I'm playing Breath of the Wild at the moment, and it's growing on me considerably. I forgot who said it, maybe you, but someone said it was a slow starter, and boy, isn't that the most accurate thing I've heard. But now I've gotten a little bit into a swing, and I like it.
I mean, I'm assuming it must be highly reviewed for some reason. I liked it. You know, I'd burned quite a few hours on it, and I didn't even really scratch the surface. So
Yeah.
Pretty sure you were talking about this last week too, and I don't know. Did you go into any length about what it was? What's the general premises of this game?
Dude, I don't know if you know anything about Zelda lore, but I mean, I know very, very, very little.
Okay,
What I do know is that it's all over the place. So, you know.
gotcha. I wouldn't understand it anyways.
I don't even quite understand it. I mean, it's the classic bad guy, princess, good guy dynamic.
yeah,
okay.
Retold through a different lens. I mean, how many times? 25, 30 times?
Ad
I mean,
nauseam,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you name it. And so this particular iteration is you fell asleep for 100 years. You're Link. You're like this, the Secret Service, if you would, of this princess, you and 5 other bozos. And then, the bad guy takes over and the princess is doing her thing, fighting him off. And as you arise from this slumber after 100 years, you got to save, of course, the cliche, pull the lever, save the princess, woohoo, as
Okay.
per the usual.
ta-da.
And there you go. And all the gameplay lies within that
Yeah.
span.
But you really can't piece together the Zelda timeline because the problem is that, back in the day, people used to make video games just because, hey, use this joystick and smash these buttons and it'll make fun happen in your brain. You know what I mean?
Serotonin, baby.
Yeah, you'll get dopamine released. And then at some point, people started wanting more and more, especially when things started shifting more to like home consoles. So the original Zelda games were just like, hey, here's a green fucking dude, classic hero's tale, have fun. You know what I mean? And then later on, as things evolve, they're like, oh, yes, all these should have like a very in-depth, intense storyline. And not only that, but all the storylines from all the games should somehow fit together.
Wow.
Which became quite problematic because there's obviously things that can't be happening simultaneously, and there's things that also directly contradict each other in the game. So it's kind of like now there are multiple Zelda timelines, and all this other stuff, and like he can like travel in time and all this shit, so it's very convoluted. But
Zelda has its own multiverse. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much exactly. Yeah. I've seen people piece together most of the games into a singular timeline, and then the other ones are like, say, A Link to the Past is like a dream sequence or something like that. You know what I mean? There's things like that where you can kind of almost shoehorn all of them into a singular type-ish timeline, but it's still pretty forced. Link would still be a pretty busy dude, to put it lightly.
Well, they got to keep making some money by cranking out more games.
Right.
So,
Yeah, people like them.
yeah, it's a popular title. So
That
why
is
not?
true. Well, I mean, I think it's fine to do that, but my thing is like at some point, just it is a little bit ridiculous to try to fit that many games into a singular, like, coherent timeline and have it be, you're running out of Link as a child, because that's the thing is like he's mostly in his like, I would say, what's the oldest he ever looks in a game is like, mid-20s,
Right.
So like, there's only so much shit you can do before mid-20s. They're not going to show like Grandpa Link, so. But
Well, apparently he's been asleep for 100 years, so it must be there's cryo sleep or something.
Yeah, right.
speaking of multiple different timelines and multiverses and a whole fuckload of things that we're trying to shoehorn into one coherent thought,
Self burns.
we are going to, self burns. We are going to be doing a little bit of a different format tonight. Normally we try to focus on 1 or 2 sauces and break those down without doing a direct comparison between them, particularly. We're turning our format on its head for March Madness. Another sports thing that I think we're allowed to mention.
Yeah, that's just a month and a feeling.
Exactly. So, yeah. And I am bringing plenty of madness for all of us. So, we've got a whole plethora of sauces back from Christmas. I know that most of them came from your wife, Amy, Tori.
That's correct.
She bought me and Eric, like, our own little, like, sauce game things. And,
Like a hot sauce challenge of sorts, as they were by
Yes.
standalone.
we did
And
diligently play the games in their own right for hours before we busted out all the sauces to try them. But now we have all the sauces out of their containers, we're actually going to be doing like a head-to-head against these sauces. And we're combining 3 different sets. One was like a roulette kit. One of them came with a die, and I think you're like supposed to roll the die for it. I mean, I know you're supposed to roll the die because we did it for hours on end. And the third one is a Desert Heat set that you got, Eric.
I did, yeah. I got that one from my, what was it say? From Santa Claus.
Right. Now I don't want to do, we're going to dive right into this because this is going to be a long March thing just because of how these, how many sauces we have, but we're going to split this across 3 episodes. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the first, what do they call that? First tier of the bracket for half the sauces. First seed, yeah. We're going to do the first seed. I don't know sports.
Thank
first
you.
tier.
I learned quickly from Tori.
There you go.
We're going to do half of the first tier of the bracket and then progress on to the second tier or seed of that same bracket. And then we're going to stop for tonight. The next episode, we're going to do the second half of the first tier and then also the second half of the second tier.
Semifinals.
Seed. Sure, semifinals, as it were. And then for our final episode, we will give you the stunning conclusion where we'll have a couple, I think, 3 head-to-heads or something like that, 3 levels of head-to-head.
It'll be the final 4, wouldn't it?
I don't fucking know. Yeah, I think that sounds right. No, well, actually, it's like the final 8 because there's 8 sauces at that point. Final 4 games. I don't know how that shit works. I don't know how that shit fucking works.
You start with 64 and you just cut it in half every time. Well, if you're talking college basketball.
I don't know how it works. Anyway, so... all I know is that we're going to try these sauces. We're going to do head-to-heads. We used a random generator for like a bracket-making thing. We're going to pair them head-to-head. Now, I do think we decided that 2 of these sauces are from the same manufacturers, and they may or may not be identical sauces in and of themselves. So, and we're not going to go into like super deep dive metrics on these. It's literally just going to be, we say the sauce, we pick a winner, whoever votes the winner, it moves on, I guess. I don't know how you do brackets, but that's what that's what we got going on.
Wow.
That's what we got going on for March Madness.
Oh, you bring the madness, Adam. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
I think the listeners can tell that now.
This sounded like a good idea in my head on the car ride. Now, getting to like the logistics standpoint, the part of the problem is I've been super busy recently, so I didn't really have a whole lot of time to plan this out like I normally would. But I do want to describe really quickly the bottles that we're looking at here, because there's only 2 different types of bottles, essentially. Some of them are smaller and some of them are bigger. The bigger ones are your Desert Heat ones, Eric. So why don't you just give us a quick visual description of the outside of the container for there, and Tori, you can give us an example of the smaller one here.
Sure.
And,
be happy to.
Yeah, say for your Desert Heat ones, all 4 of them are exactly that same style bottle, and for the smaller ones, all 30 some of those are exactly the same style.
Right. So the Desert Heater is like a long, like your classic hot bottle sauce, I would say. It's kind of like a, what's those little ones? I'm drawing a blank now.
Tabasco?
Like Chipotle. Yeah, Tabasco. Like a Tabasco glass jar.
Even smaller, I would say.
Well, I was going to say a little bigger. It
What?
depends on which ounce, I guess, you buy. But this is a 3 fluid ounces, and it has like instead of such a quickly tapering neck, it has a more like shallow sloping neck to it. So it's more like, I don't know, almost bullet shaped. And it has a clear,
It's accurate.
cap on them. So that's pretty much.
And they're
all there
different
is to say.
colors, and they have very slightly different graphics on them, but nothing like the Chipotle has a skull on it. The jalapeno has some, I don't know, what do you call that pattern? Macrame? Is that a thing? Did I make that up? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the cayenne one has a dream catcher on it. What does that one have?
Garlic
Eric?
habanero's got a couple spears and a sun on it.
All right. And all the rest of them, there's 2 other brands. And Tori's going to give us a description on one of those brands, but the bottles are the same for those 2 brands.
Yeah, real tiny little bottle here. Not even a whole ounce. 3/4 of one. This one I have here in front of me, this one's called Purebred Idiot, and it has a fella with a shirt that's a little bit too small, that doesn't have sleeves on it, of course. The sleeve monster came by and took all his sleeves the other night. He just looks like a bumpkin, like a redneck. He has a hat on, he's scratching his head like he's questioning something.
He's an Ohioan, that's
Maybe
very
a
clear.
toothpick or a smoke hanging out of his mouth. So yeah, this is Purebred Idiot. This particular one is number 8. So it has a chip, a casino chip, on there. Hot sauce roulette, of course. And within that chip is, of course, the number 8 representative of this particular sauce. There's numbered, 1 through
1 through 12. And they're all different colors, but like I said, the bottles are all exactly the same. The graphics on them are all exactly the same. I don't think we're going to bother to describe the colors, because I don't think the outside color has any indication on
The sauce
inside. And I also, furthermore, I don't think that it has any like real bearing on anything whatsoever. They're not particularly interesting graphics, so the ones on the Desert Heat are kind of cool. But so, and without further ado, we're going to start firing into this. Yeah, let's move right on to our bracket here.
Oh,
So,
do you want to hand out toothpicks before we get...
oh, for Christ's sakes. You gotta wait till I start going and then,
I was going to say it earlier, but then now we can just do it right on the podcast. Or we could all get our own forks, you know. Plan this shit out, Adam. I know, we're supposed to cut you a break.
Yeah, cut me a break. I asked you just to, like, instead of making me do everything, only make me do like 90% of something for once. That's all I'm asking. All right, so first of all, we're going to be trying the Desert Heat Garlic Habanero paired up against the Purebred Idiot. I put 112 in there, but I meant 12.
It's 12.
So, yeah, we're gonna just basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour these out on a plate, and we're just gonna taste them, and we'll just arbitrarily call one side like right hand or left hand or something like that. Or I guess we can all just verbally agree which one we like better. We don't have to make it that. I don't think we need to go. I don't think we're going to be that like
that official
fighting sides about it, but. Speaking of fighting sides, I wanted to say just the tiniest of soft-spoken rewinds, but I stopped at Dave's BP, the one we talked about last week. That has really good homemade-ish foods there.
Uh-huh.
I got a corned beef sandwich. I got a corned beef sandwich, and I took it home, and I threw some Duke's mayo on it, and it was fucking phenomenal. That is such a good corned beef sandwich. Honestly, better than like a lot of like sandwich. I mean, it was good. It wasn't just like adequate. It was good. Downright good.
Give it a spin, E.
From Dave's BP on the corner of, what is that?
Peebles and
Ivory or something like that? Or,
yeah.
I don't know. Dave's BP for motherfuckers. It's, Ross Township.
That was just another topic on the Nextdoor app was people were asking about what's the best place to get a Reuben sandwich. So,
well, this isn't really a Reuben.
No, I know. You're saying just corned beef.
It's just corned beef, cheese, and on like a rye bread. And I think I was actually in there talking to Dave, and he was telling me that he had a slow night last night, as you can imagine, with the particularly phenomenal avian nighttime predator. And he was telling me that he's like, you know what? I had like 5 customers. I just sat down and had myself a corned beef sandwich, and I'm like, I don't blame you.
Good on him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Exactly.
So he's actually the owner of that shop.
That's Dave, homie.
That's Dave, huh? That's cool.
I assume. I didn't ask him to be. Yeah, I'm making a bit of an assumption here, but ooh,
wow.
Yeah, I'm a little scared about this purebred idiot. It came out of their like napalm or something, and I think it's fair to say too that their like shtick, at least as far as we could tell, was basically they start off with their number one sauce is just jalapeno, and then as it goes up the chain, they add like jalapeno, then habanero, then ghost pepper, and it's like they just keep adding stuff to the ingredients, and it's like one just builds on the next, at least as far as I was able to tell.
Yeah, that's what I was able to tell too. And this is number 12, so this is their hottest, I guess, right?
Oh yeah, this is their hottest, and it did come out like napalm looking, a little concerning.
Just passing the container of Dottore there, I got a little heat just about like a good like 10 inches away from my face. I was. You just try the napalm one first.
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Hold on.
I gotta work my way up to that shit. I gotta do that first.
You just be really careful.
I tried the garlic habanero first, which is pleasant. Got a little kick to it, but it's not too bad. Oh, I'm terrified of this one. Oh, that bad. Oh, Tori's
took a little slack.
Tori's going down.
I know I got my winner already.
Oh,
dude, this stuff it smells weird, man.
Be really careful. If you get any on your hands or anything, like I'm telling you, just take the tiniest with these ones. Oh, it hurts. Just take a little tiny bit on the toothpick.
Wow.
Oh, that hurts.
Wow.
Oh, my tongue. Okay, I know we're not doing official ratings on these, but that is a 10 on heat. Oh, that hurts. Oh, yes. Jesus. Oh, honestly, that gave me a little panic attack when I tried it because I was afraid it was going to keep getting worse.
Well, it did get worse for me from the initial bite
to
Jesus
like now.
Christ. It's still ramping up in heat. It is.
It's getting worse, guys. Oh, dear God. Okay, I didn't even try the other one yet. I don't know if we might have to change our March Madness. I don't know if this is going to work. Oh, God, that hurts. Oh, Jesus. I can't. Oh, fuck.
I literally just like dipped mine in just a little bit but then like dipped it off like on the plate
Are the desert
to
heat
try
ones
and
okay?
shake it off. Yeah, the desert. Well, in comparison, it's wonderful compared to.
I tried
mouth
to take
is
a
on
big.
fire.
Yeah, that was painful. I tried to take just a scoop. Oh, that's bad.
Dude, if you want to drive down to the gas station, I'll buy us a half gallon of milk.
I'm gonna try to just take smaller little scoops. You think we're okay?
Yeah, fuck, I don't have my wallet on me anyway. Now that
I got
I'm
my
thinking
wallet.
about it.
I'm thinking if it gets worse, we might have to do that.
I mean, that's the kind of shit you can like.
Oh.
You can like heat an entire pot of chili
Oh,
with like
fuck.
one drop.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I should have known when it came out like tar. Okay, I'm ready to vote.
I'm ready to vote too.
Okay, who wants the desert heat garlic habanero?
Yeah,
No doubt.
Okay.
habanero, absolutely.
All right, okay, we all vote
We
for
have
that
a winner.
One. That one advances in the bracket.
The number 16 seed gets to face the bye-week having crazy ass number 4 ranked at the number 1 seed. Now, this was a randomized thing, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're all struggling over here.
How do I pick a winner on here?
Do you have to punch in the number?
Okay, all right. Well, we learned our lesson. Oh, Jesus, about trying that. Yeah, they're not joking. I mean, it's not good. Did you guys have any flavor thoughts on that at all? It just tasted
It wasn't
like pain.
good. Yeah.
My tongue is really still in pain, guys.
I thought it smelled really funny.
Okay.
The one we don't like.
Well, it's got that like chemical enhanced capsaicin.
It's like pepper spray. It's not pleasant. It's not like, it's just offensive is what it is, honestly. Oh, dear fucking God. Yeah, that is literally like, my tongue hurts.
Yep, mine does too. Yeah.
Like, I'm afraid I damaged it.
Yeah, even the slightest little bit. I mean, you get a wee bit of flavor, and then the heat just moves you right in the mouth. I mean, that's too much. That's way too hot.
It smells from over here, too. I'm afraid I got somewhere hidden on my hands that's going to assault me later.
Oh, dude, I'm scrubbing my hands like 3 times before I leave here.
All right, we're moving on to the Crazy Ass 9 and the Purebred Idiot 9.
Well, this will be a good indication of how similar these sauces are. And the 9's pretty hot, so this is going to be painful, I'm sure. My mouth just keeps like salivating because the tongue is in such pain.
All right, let's keep the Purebred to the left and the Crazy to the right. These both look like very tar-like as well. Oh, the smell coming off this thing. Woo! Since these are directly comparison, the 9 to 9, try to see if you think these are exactly the same or not.
You know what's crazy is they don't even look that different in color from the 12. I mean,
I swear my tongue is like sweating. Like, I'm not joking.
sorry. Gotta be careful how
Playing
we're
a
passing
trick on
these,
me.
right? Don't put the cap on but not screwed on, and then let the other person reach for it. Yeah, we're getting very careful with them now. One little drop is all
I do
you
think
need.
these are exact. I do think these are exactly the same. It tastes like Parmesan-y to me, actually, which is kind of nice if it was a lot less hot. Yeah.
Maybe I didn't put enough on mine. I need to be a little more.
They actually kind of taste like it's not a bad taste to them. Like I said, it kind of tastes like what I would imagine Parmesan to be. Yeah, Parmesan hot sauce.
It's funny because when you said that, it's all my brain could think was Parmesan.
I do think I maybe like one better. I'm not really sure why. I think they are. I think there's probably the same. They're extremely similar if they're not.
It has this like almost slightly earthy and then like kind of almost like smoky.
We said
So reminds me of like a cheese, like a sort of like
it
a
is
smoked
cheese-like.
cheese.
We said purebred is still left on our plates, right?
I did whatever it was second. Second was the chip.
I'm ready to vote.
Oh no, I'm sorry. The second was the crazy ass.
I'm ready to vote.
Me too.
Okay. If you want to do purebred, raise your hand. So you guys are both for crazy.
Crazy ass.
Troy's dying. All right. Crazy ass moves on. Crazy ass 9 moves on.
Yeah, I know. My nose is running too.
All right. Now we got to do the crazy ass 12 versus the crazy ass 5.
Damn it! I don't want to.
I just kind of like, can we revamp this so we're not doing this?
Crazy ass.
12 versus 5.
crazy ass 5.
Now, what was the winner of the last
The
one?
crazy ass 9 just moved on. Yeah, if you just want to write down the ones that moved on, we'll go from there.
I'm having a real tough time over here.
It's bad.
I know this is. We may have fucked ourselves. We're being honest. Like I thought the Yellowbird was going to be like this.
And it wasn't. I mean, the Yellowbird's hottest one was was hot, but it wasn't like, oh, this is so much
Yeah,
worse.
these were assaults. These are literal assaults on your taste buds.
Like I said, like you feel like you're damaging your tongue. They're like,
That first one did me in. I way, way underestimated how hot it was going to be.
so these crazy ass 9, and
They don't smell good either. They smell so chemically.
They do.
Honestly-
I like shoot them on one side of my mouth, and like that side of my tongue is just like on fire. Whereas
I'm
the first
about-
one, it was just like everything.
I'm about ready to say scrap all these fuckers and let's just move on to the fucking desert heat ones. We said we were going to do this, damn it.
I am not gonna complain if you scrap this idea. Honestly, I think my nose needs a minute here. Whew.
I think if we just plow through them, I think we can plow through them. Oh, damn it. I didn't think these were going to be so serious.
I'm getting creative out here, E.
I was going to say, what are you concocting here, Tori?
It's cracking open the chocolate beers in my fridge.
The chocolate sauce.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know I had chocolate sauce in there.
Oh, you do. I found it.
Oh, Hershey's chocolate sauce.
Right.
Is that helping? A little bit?
A little bit.
All right. We're moving on to the Crazy Ass 12 versus the Crazy Ass 5. I think, here's the nice thing. I think once we get through all these ridiculously, retardedly
The
potent
12s.
ones, once we've gotten on to the second round, I think that it'll get a lot better. Like, I think it will be progressively more tolerable as we get on. So, and we are doing both 12s in this episode, so at least we have that, to fall back on.
He says it like it's a good thing. Tori and I are like, no.
The chocolate in a cup might be the answer. A little bit of a palate cleanser.
All right, there's the Crazy 12.
That's interesting. This crazy 12 looks darker, I think, in color than the 12 of what is that
I
one
think
called?
you're right. Purebred idiot.
Purebred idiot. Okay, I'll just keep seeing the initials up there. PBI. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
apparently that's me.
The Crazy 5 also looks markedly lighter colored. See, that's interesting because I actually think that the Crazy 12, I just tried the tiniest little bit on the tip of the toothpick. I'm also getting that like Parmesan-y flavor from that. Honestly, I'm getting it from the 5 too. I'm getting Parmesan-y flavors from all these. I think the key is because they just keep building on the existing ingredients. I think there must be something like 3 ingredients in that's giving it that Parmesan-y flavor. That being said, I find one of them obviously dramatically more tolerable.
I think the key is to like chew that 12 up quickly and just swallow it. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
don't let it linger in your mouth.
Right.
I don't. I'm just trying little bits on toothpicks, and I want to be able to taste it, without assaulting myself.
But damn, it comes back up with a vengeance. Holy shit!
Yeah,
I
I think
just breathing fire. Whew.
I found like the magic amount to try and make it to make it tolerable, and it's still unpleasant.
Well, the 5 is much more tolerable.
Yeah, the 5 is much more tolerable, and honestly, I feel like it has the exact same flavor profile. So
Unfortunately, it really does. Yeah,
I'm ready to vote 12 versus 5. Who wants the 5?
5.
Okay, 5 wins. I am curious to see if we hit a point where the spice goes so low that we do end up preferring like a 4 or a 3 rather than like a 1, Because I know you and Eric,
Right.
you and I like heat, so.
I'm
Yeah,
still
that-
reeling, but I thought the 5 was sort of pleasant.
Yeah, I actually went back in for the 5 with my toothpick and
Yeah, I thought
scooped up some more.
Like that Parmesan flavor, I actually really like. That's why I'm curious to see if we get to a little bit, like the 5 I think was tolerable, I think especially if we get below a 5, I would definitely be willing to try more. All right, next we're going to do the Crazy Ass 6 versus the Purebred Idiot 7.
It's almost worth noting that these little ones, these little crazy ass and purebred idiot, I thought they were plastic, but I think they might actually be glass.
No, they're definitely plastic.
They're definitely
bro.
plastic?
They give, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they do. Never mind.
Now, this is another interesting lineup. I'm kind of curious here.
So these are both crazy ass.
No, with
No.
Crazy Ass and one's a
Oh, so crazy ass
Crazy Ass
6
6,
to
Purebred 7.
They look very similar in color.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. These all taste like exactly the same sauce, just progressively hotter to me. That's what I'm really struggling with.
It's kind of boring, honestly.
Ooh. Oh. Okay, I'm going in.
Yeah, 7 is definitely still too hot.
Yep, I have to agree. That's hot. That's about as hot. That's like hot enough to, like, it causes you to pause and like mild amount of pain.
Yeah,
7's too hot.
7's too hot. 6 is still too hot too, really. The rest of these are all higher.
This
for
is
the rest of
stupid. This is stupid. This is a stupid idea.
Okay. I agree for what it's worth. Okay, so let me just. We had a noble idea. Woo! Here's what I'm saying. We had a noble idea. What I'm saying is maybe let's do this instead.
Let's do it like on Madden and just hit simulate.
Well, yeah,
rest of the
that's
season.
kind of where I'm. That's kind of where I'm literally at because I had full intents of making this a 3-episode series, but honestly, here's the problem I'm having. These are all the same sauce, essentially. Like for
I definitely get the cheese that you're talking about.
Yeah, they taste Parmesan-y to me.
Yeah, I get it for sure.
Now, here's what I am kind of saying. Like, I say maybe we start from the bottom. We skip down and try a few of these and see what we can get in like a lineup, you know? Like maybe instead of going through the full first round of bracket, maybe what we say is we just figure out if we can tell any difference between some of the lower level ones because I think when you get above a 5, yeah, I was going to say, I think when you get above a 5, really, they get just intolerably hot. Like, too hot to even put on a chicken nugget and try some, like, because you just have to dip a little tiny piece of toothpick in. So, like, they seem like cruel jokes, not really even like and really the flavor is exactly the same.
Right.
And these brands are both made by the same company, so we are already suspicious before we started. This was kind of a confusion. We came up with this concept outside of the podcast, so then when we finally came back here at the podcast table to do it, and we started looking more closely at these, we realized they're all made by the same manufacturer. So
except for the 4, right?
Except for the Desert Heat. Yeah, the Desert Heats are all their separate things. So here's what I'm kind of proposing. Since they all seem like the same sauce, let's pick out like, you know, a 1, 2, 3, 4 of the, you know, one of the crazy ass or the purebred. I don't know. Maybe let's just try those. Let's just go 1 to 4 because we've tried all like the higher ones. Let's try 1 to 4 and see what those are like as far as like if they're tolerable or not. And then we can move on to like a Desert Heat and we can try these other hot sauces and we can maybe do it that way. Maybe the bracket's dead. I don't know. But all I know is that this is just punishing. And we're like a quarter of the way through this. And I already know that we're going to end up with the Desert Heats all in the top 4 because they're the ones with flavor.
Right.
It's not just Parmesan and pain. So I really would love to know what is actually causing this like Parmesan flavor because it doesn't even taste like a pepper to me.
They have any kind of ingredients listed on the side of these?
They
do.
I think they do. Parmesan is not one of them.
No, but there may be.
Well, that chocolate sauce is the answer, boys.
Is it that's saving you?
Oh, it's helping. I mean, it's by no means a one-shot clean out. Oh.
I hope that the listeners are sincerely enjoying our suffering right now because
it's real.
It is real, and I mean, like we set out with real intents to do this, and I think we all wanted to quit immediately.
Trying the 12 in the first round probably wasn't the best idea.
I honestly had no idea that they were going to be that bad. I had no fucking idea they were going to be anywhere near that bad.
Who's the manufacturer on these sauces?
Satan. I don't know. It's like Sundown Town Productions or something like that.
It's
I don't
called
know.
Southwest Specialty Foods. Ooh.
Oh yes, it's Specialty Foods and pepper spray and mace products.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
self-defense.
Specialty Foods and bear mace.
You know what's funny is because we thought it was like a joke. Like they have like right on here like danger. There's an icon of a person breathing fire. This is a hot sauce challenge, and it says, okay. This is on the crazy ass one. It has that, and then on the purebred idiot, I think it just says caution. No, it has the same thing. Challenge, danger, extremely hot, use sparingly, avoid contact with the eyes and other sensitive areas.
Here's my problem. Where's the full? Do you have that full list of like what the number 12 has in it?
He ripped it up and threw it away.
It has
already.
it listed on number 12. I can read it to you right here.
It has all the things in it.
Yeah, it has it all.
Because I know it starts.
Want me to run through it?
The whole concept of is on the back of the box. It tells you it starts with jalapeno,
right,
for number 1. That's like their flavor for number 1, and then number 2 is literally like jalapeno plus habanero. And then it adds one ingredient every time up until number 12.
Right, and it goes from the actual pepper extract. Sorry, my mouth is still on fire. To the habanero powder. So I'm not sure why. I guess apparently the powder being like a physical thing that maybe doesn't break down as much means it'll linger on your palate more. So then it goes to ghost pepper, then ghost pepper powder, then scorpion pepper powder, then Carolina Reaper, then Carolina Reaper powder. And then it just, that's where you really maxed out at that point. Carolina Reaper is pretty much one of the hottest peppers they have out there right now. So then they just add chemical capsaicin.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then, so it's 1 million Scoville, then 2 million Scoville, and then number 12
so they're
is
just
3
adding-
million Scoville.
They're just adding weaponized fucking paint is what they're doing.
Yes.
There's not even peppers that have that. They're just saying, like, how can we concentrate this to hurt you?
That's what we started with, was number 12. 3 million Scoville.
All right, well, here's
3 million.
Yeah. Added on top of those other peppers.
Dude.
Here's what I'm saying. Like, let's get to the bottom of this. Let's try the rest of these. And then maybe we'll make our next episode, we'll finish out the Desert Heats, because I feel like those are worthy of, like, a little bit more of a deep dive.
I think so.
Oh, definitely.
And then we'll call it quits. We'll do a better bracket next year, I guess.
Wow.
That's what we'll fucking try. It was a nice idea. I'm calling it. I'm calling an audible here for another sports term. Because
I think I have a blister on my cheek.
I'm
from this
afraid,
hot
like,
sauce.
I feel like some of the gas, like, got into my eye or something like that, and it's, like, starting to get that burny feeling.
Oh, no.
Oh.
I didn't touch my eyes, so I'm very, very conscious of my hands not to touch anything. So
Especially not your Johnson.
dick.
Yeah.
I just cracked open the crazy ass number 1, which should be the mildest. It still smells like that Parmesan-y flavor, like it
Yeah.
doesn't smell like jalapeno.
I'm excited to get that Parmesan flavor on its own.
I'm going to shake this up too, because we didn't shake these up, and they have been sitting for a little while. So I'm going to shake this just to make sure that I'm getting the full effect, and I'm actually going to pour some on. I'm going to go balls on the walls on this, and I'm going to pray that number 1 is less than number 12. I'm not about to murder myself.
I think I'm going to get my plate a rinse here because I got like an artist palette going on.
I do
here.
too. This is noticeably runnier, but I am going to just go ahead and put a dollop of there right on a chicken nugget.
And I still have smears from number 12 on here that I desperately want to get off.
Yeah, steer clear of them.
I am going to try just a little dollop just to make sure I'm not about to kill myself, literally. It's still pretty hot. Okay. It does taste more like jalapeno, I will say that. I'm going to go for it.
I think it smells more like jalapeno than, yeah, there's paint on it. I think it smells more like jalapeno
Yeah.
compared to the other ones, but it still has kind of like a chemically note to it.
I tried some of that. Yeah, it is a weird, like, chemically note. It definitely tastes and smells much more like jalapeno. And it is distinctly edible. Like, I actually got very little heat in comparison to the weapons we were trying earlier, the nuclear assault. Like, there's still flesh remaining in my mouth now.
The old sauce has chemically stained his white plates.
It's etched. It's probably etched.
Yeah.
Your teeth will
Wow.
probably melt out, too.
Where's number 1? Is it pink one here?
No, white one.
Okay. Ooh, that's
Oh,
number
God.
7. Yeah.
Oh, God.
I don't want to do that. That's a no-no.
Yeah, the number 1 is actually quite mild. I'm going to try number 2 here and just kind of pass on. You guys,
Like I said, it's almost mild to the point of being boring. Of course, I just launched a little bit into the back of my throat there. Yeah, I mean, it still packs a little bit of a kick, but I don't know. I do long for more flavor.
Yeah, just call out your thoughts when you have them. Just like name the sauce that you're trying, because we are passing and trying here. I'm going to try the purebred number 2. Pass that to Eric.
I'm
there.
on to it myself now.
I'm going to try it on a nug. I put a pretty good dollop on.
And again, it's lighter in color, way lighter than the later the number 12 and whatnot.
The purebred number 2 is actually pretty good. I'm curious what your thoughts are on it, Eric. But I actually kind of like that one. That one to me had probably the best flavor of those so far. It had more of a
I got like a vinegary citrus almost.
Yeah. That one actually seemed pretty good. Like, let's set that one aside as being actually not half bad.
Yeah, purebred idiot number 2.
Now, I want to try the crazy ass number 2 to see if it's similar. Maybe write down that one, Tori, the purebred number 2. Maybe there is something to this. Maybe we can just kind of like do a little bit of more of a selective bracket and say we don't need to try the ones that are literally going to give us ulcers.
The 2 was pretty darn good. I like that.
Now, did you shake this crazy ass 2 like you did with the purebred idiot?
Yeah.
Okay. Very similar in color. I like a kind of like a, I don't know, I like a dusty orange kind of.
Yeah. There is particulate in all these, I think.
No doubt.
Interesting. I still think I like the purebred idiot 2 number better.
I think I like the purebred idiot ones better thus far overall.
Except earlier, we both liked the kick ass, I think, or crazy ass.
Yeah.
Crazy ass number 9 we liked better, oddly enough. when it was against the purebred idiot number 9.
It's so hard.
It's hard because I'm really struggling to tell whether they are or are not the same.
I think the when I try a second here, the crazy ass number 2 is very similar to to the purebred idiot number 2. So I don't know. In my mind, there was maybe a slight difference, and I think again I agree with Adam, your comment about the purebred idiot number 2 being slightly better than the crazy ass number 2.
All right, I'm on to
very subtle.
I'm on to the purebred number 3.
Valiant effort. No one can say we didn't try, but that's unreal.
Dude, we started off with 12. If we had not started off with 12, I'm afraid we wouldn't have tried it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm legitimately afraid that if we hadn't started with number 12, that we would have been too scared after, 9 to go up any higher.
Well, that's true. When we first got into that, chemical 9, million Scoville, that was just brutal.
I thought the 3 was actually pretty good, too. I think I'm starting to get some of that, Parmesan-y flavor. I'm suspicious that there's something in the powderization of the peppers that's making it get that Parmesan-y flavor, and the more of those, powdered peppers they add, the more that, Parmesan-y note it gets. Overall, I think I still like the 2 better.
I think I like 3 better than 2. I kind of like that.
They're pretty close to me.
I mean, you lose that vinegary zing to it.
I like that vinegary. Better though.
That's just it. I think I like 3 better because it doesn't have the vinegar.
I like that vinegary note. I'm almost more inclined to say I like 2 better, but I kind of wish it had more 3's heat. I'm gonna try a 4 here.
I don't know if my sensor receptors are all off, man, but I really like that last one with that 3.
The 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. I think 3 wins over 2 personally.
Okay, with the 4 is when it starts to get that tarry consistency, which is making me nervous.
Yeah, that's scary.
Whoa, getting generous with the 4.
It's only a 4, so I was going balls to the walls with all the rest of these because I was hoping that they had some idea of what was sane, to try.
No, we're adding straight up chemical heat. How do they do that? Is that a pepper extract or something? How do you achieve 1 million?
I don't know. I think they probably got some of the Nazi scientists to come over and help them. That's all I'm saying.
Oh boy, I got a big piece of chicken and a whole lot of sauce here for number 4.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. To me, that's just my thoughts. 4 is where we go off the rails. Something with...
I just loaded up here.
No, it's not that hot. But 4 is where we go past the point of having nice, new, interesting flavors and just going straight to that weird Parmesan-y chemical taste and smell, and it starts to get pretty hot.
The smell is definitely there.
So I gotta be honest with you, somewhere between 2 and 3, I think is golden, and after that, it just kind of goes downhill.
Absolutely correct.
I would say if it was possible to buy these somehow, I would suggest that the listeners try number 2 or number 3 and just skip the entire rest. 1 is almost too mild to even be. It's just kind of like pepper flavored water,
Whew. Yeah. Wowee.
4 definitely starts to pack a little bit of a punch. I'm feeling that in the back of my throat.
It's a comeback. I feel like 4 was real similar to 3 initially, but then the heat just comes out of your throat. And,
yes, and if you
crawls
notice
into your gums and shit, it's not good.
Yeah, if you notice with 3 there or with 4 there, that's where it starts to get that red tar-like consistency as opposed to the more orangey notes. That was my observation, but I will say that this company does seem to have a really good handle as far as making a gradient,
Sure.
They did really, because we've critiqued that before in a lot of hot sauces where they didn't do a good job of rating their own sauces, and I know Eric has complained about that.
Right.
They nailed it. I mean, every step here is distinct and progressive.
So do you want to hear where we're calling it quits here?
Okay.
This is at the point where it's jalapeno peppers with habanero pepper, with habanero powder, with ghost pepper, and vinegar, salt, xanthan gum, garlic, and spices.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang, indeed.
So,
I think we tried one of the 5s. I think we tried the crazy 5, and we've gone up from there. We've gone all the way to a 12. I think we tried at least one of all of them up there. And I think it's safe to say that at some point, they stopped trying to change anything to do with the flavor and start just going for heat. And I think that is right from 3 is the last one with its own unique flavor, and then it goes into 4, and it's just a progression downwards from 4
Yeah.
as far as heat goes.
That seems fair.
Yeah. I mean, when you have 12 of them and you're going for some distinction, what other,
Yeah, that is true. I was kind of hoping that some of these would be more like the Yellow Birds, where they had different textures, different appearances. Some were red, some were green, some were orange. I was hoping that they were going more for that. I guess that's probably asking a lot for these jars, which are totally covered up. So it was interesting, though. I will say that I generally think that, little gimmicky things like this probably aren't going that crazy with the heat, and these guys were not afraid to bring the very literal pain.
Yeah, you can hurt somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm impressed. I have to admit, I thought it was, when I saw it initially, I thought, oh, this is like, a joke, okay, haha, different hot sauces up to 12, but I didn't really look at the ingredients until, now. And we didn't properly prepare ourselves, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was a total joke, too. Like, we jumped right into the 12, and I thought, oh, this is going to be hot. I mean, I'm a guy that likes heat, don't get me wrong. I had to get up and go stand in the kitchen. I was having a small panic attack because I was afraid that I wasn't going to be able to get it to stop hurting me.
It's real, bro. It's real.
Because I had way too much at first. And luckily I didn't have too much. I was relatively conservative on my dip, but that other half of that first chicken nugget I have is still sitting on my plate, and I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, right. I threw mine away because I had put way too much on there, and I know I regret it.
Yeah, I'm going to wash my hands before I touch anything else here.
No doubt.
But,
even that last large piece of chicken nugget that I had, I doused in number 4, and like I said, I crept back up. Like it's doing a number on me. That's hot.
I'm going to go home and I'm going to have a couple Tums. I know that right off the bat.
Oh yeah, big old glass of milk. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I will say that let's go ahead. We're going to, like I said, fully apologize to listeners. This was my half-baked idea. We're going to scrap the bracket.
We love half-baked ideas around here.
We're going to scrap the bracket. We're going to say we tried the crazy, we tried the purebred idiot, the crazy ass, whatever brand this is. What did you say? Sundown? Sunshine?
Southwest Specialty Foods.
Southwest Specialty Foods. We tried both versions of their sauces, both brands. The 2 was genuinely good. The 3 I think was pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like
3
the
was
3.
good.
If I was going to throw, I don't feel like we need to do an actual sauce rating here, but if I was going to throw a number on, I would say the 2, and partially this might just be comparison from the weaponized stuff we had earlier. The 2 actually was pretty damn good and balanced and had a wide variety of interesting flavors, vinegary, like you said, citrusy and some heat and good. I would probably call that one like a 7.
Or like a 6, I'd even give it maybe.
Okay.
A 6 on that too. But then I kind of like, I don't know, I like the 3 slightly, again, it's a different kind of because it loses that vinegary and whatnot, but it adds a little more like smoke and a little more like, I don't know, robustness to it, I guess, in number 3. I kind of just felt like it was like really good, like on like chili or like I think even like a few, like several drops on a hamburger would just really like spice that hamburger up. Like that'd be really good.
I think if you had something like that grease on there to kind of distribute the flavor, it would be a little bit more tolerable. I do think that these Desert Heat ones, that garlic habanero one, which I think was the first one we tried,
that was good.
That was actually really good.
Yeah.
So I do definitely think that I want to like, let's take our second week, that was going to be the second week in the bracket, and we'll wheel back around and we'll do those 4 sauces on their own. And then we were going to steer clear of hot sauces for quite a while after this, I think.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yep, totally cool with that
We've
too.
been doing a lot of like anywhere from like the sweet and spicy barbecues all the way up to this, which I think is the hottest thing we've tasted on the show so far.
No doubt.
Yes.
Yeah, which I think is very fair to say. And yeah, I think we've definitely hit, like, I'll be perfectly frank, I'm going to say I never need to taste anything hotter than that. And I think that's even, if 12, I don't need anything to taste anything else on the show ever again hotter than a 9, I think.
I am okay with that.
You've
Yeah,
obliterated flavor at that point. You know what I mean? Like, it's untastable because it immediately sears your taste buds off.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I would say anything within that realm of heat, reserved solely for those people in your life who only like to hurt themselves through their tongue, I guess. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't find it pleasant.
No.
And I like heat a lot, as we mentioned. I did the Atomic Wing Challenge thing, for a Quaker steak.
Where's that coming in on the Scovilles?
I don't remember.
Are you cracking the million mark like these guys?
No, because I think that was like back in the day before everyone got the rocks off, like doing this kind of thing, Like, I think it's actually one of the. Don't get me wrong, it's pretty damn hot, but from my memory at least, the 12 on this one is quite a bit hotter than that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I could eat that as a child. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
This is not edible. That 12 is not edible.
Right.
You saw my reaction. I couldn't have eaten a chicken wing covered in that.
No
way.
Absolutely not.
No way.
I could barely even stomach that tiny little bit I had on a quarter of a chicken nugget.
So you think that the atomic sauce from Quaker Steak is similar to the number 9, maybe?
It might even be less than that, to be
It
quite
might
frank
be.
with you.
I mean, so I noticed on the back they called it deranged number 9.
So the thing about the atomic sauce is that they're still going for the same like classification of like a chicken wing sauce with that, like they're not just going for like that weaponized, pure capsaicin. They are still attempting.
Well, number 9 doesn't have any of the pure capsaicin. That's 10, 11, 12. So the number 9 is the last one that has the Carolina Reaper, scorpion powder, habanero.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is they're not putting any of that in there. They're still trying to make like a buffalo wing sauce,
Well, I bet
Just
you they
ultra hot.
probably put some Carolina Reaper in the atomic.
I don't know, man. I mean, they've been doing this atomic thing for a long time, and the thing about that is, like, a lot of those weird pepper hybrid things are a pretty recent, only very recently popular. I'm not going to say that they didn't exist before that. They may not have, because pepper hybridization and all that is
That's
growing
true.
art.
It's a growing art. They're still making hotter and hotter peppers now. So
Hotter and different. I do think that like at some point you get past the point of useful heat. We've definitely
I think we're
demonstrated
past
here.
that. Yeah.
No question.
My thing is, I actually kind of like the Parmesan flavor. Like I would
Me too.
I would
I
like
did.
that
Yeah.
on a wing. I kind of wish that they could get that Parmesan flavor.
Honestly, the fact that we tasted it through all of them, I may be off my bases here, but I wonder if we aren't picking up just something in the breading of the chicken.
No, because I didn't taste it on all of them. Like I said, I started picking it up on like number 4, and I tried number 1, number 2, number 3 the most heavily, and I didn't really get it much on those. I got it distinctly on number 4. So I think it's something with those pepper additions.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Because I tasted on all the hotter ones, until we got down to the lower range, and I stopped.
I suppose it's fair. Down at the lower range, I just grabbed my toothpick and tasted them all. But I mean, but I wasn't. That's just those lower ones. All I was getting more like vinegar and spice. I wasn't really getting any of that. Like,
Right. Well, it's a
Parmesan.
shame because I think if they could get like that Parmesan-y flavor and kind of like isolate it and then throw some garlic in there, they could make a really good garlic parm wing sauce,
Oh, yeah.
that would be good.
So, like, instead of going off the rails on these making gimmicky little games for sauces, I would say, like, try something, try to isolate some of those good flavors and capitalize on that and make a legitimately good sauce, because I think seems like they've demonstrated they're capable of it,
No, for sure. Yeah.
Like I said, they're able to actually create a true range of heat, which is, something I always gripe about for sure. So
really the only downside of this is that, and I think maybe next week we'll also dive into a little bit, like we'll see if we can find the website and dive into what else they're making there, maybe find out a little bit more information. We're kind of long on this episode, so I don't want to do that in this format, but I think since we're scrapping this whole like
bracket,
I think we'll just go with the Desert Heats for the next episode. We'll do a little bit of some more deep dive on the websites for these, maybe. We'll go a little bit in depth there, and we'll see if we can figure some of this out. Maybe we can figure out something of what's causing that, like, Parmesan-y flavor. I don't know. Normally, yeah, that might be kind of interesting to see if we can figure something like that out. So,
and I wonder how many millions of these they sold over the holiday season or how far and wide they distributed. Maybe a listener out there has these same crazy sauces and want to let us know what they thought of them.
That's a very good point.
If they played the game.
Right?
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Can you imagine just like kind of half-heartedly thinking like, oh, I rolled a 12. Oh man, this might be pretty bad. And then killing someone, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Like sending your baby brother to his grave, because I feel like that's like sending, like literally I feel like something like this to an unprepared person could be a trip to the hospital. Like an ambulance trip.
Yeah, I made the comment. I don't know if I made it on the podcast or if I made it just before we even started recording about how, what are we supposed to do shots of these? And Adam's like, no, the instructions said specifically do not take
God.
these as a shot. Like, I just thought
I
they were
think
like,
you would die.
oh, I'm
Like,
sure.
I was joking earlier, but I'm being quite serious. I think if like an older person did a shot of number 12, there is a distinct possibility of a heart attack and death.
Damn.
It'd be
I think
quite
it's
a
that
shock
bad.
to the system.
I think it's
Absolutely.
that bad.
No, yeah. No doubt about it.
It's crazy.
It could kill someone.
I legitimately think that your body may provoke a reaction that could cause death.
I would just hope that by the time, like I said, when we first handed that number 12 around, and I was holding that good 10 inches away from my face, and I could smell the heat coming out of it. Like, I think if you had a couple brain cells and another second to think before you brought that up to your lips, you would maybe hesitate long enough to realize that would be a terrible idea.
The only saving grace is that it's so thick and tar-like, which was a red flag to me right off the bat. Because I know that that's not a normal thing for a sauce to have that consistency. And hot sauce is usually pretty thinned out.
Right.
So when I saw that tar-like consistency, I knew what they were going for there, and it is that napalm effect, And I think the saving grace of that too would be that if you started pouring it in your mouth, you wouldn't be able to get very much in before it started attacking your taste buds, and you had to stop. You know,
stop. Yeah, for sure.
I think in order to really do a shot of that, you'd have to do it quite intentionally. You'd have to cut it out and put it in a glass and thin it out or something to do it. So,
and that'd just be pure suicide. Yeah,
that's making my skin crawl thinking about it. To be quite honest, it's that lethal.
The involuntary muscles would take over, and
yeah, I think you might have a seizure or something. I think that's legit. I'm not really joking. I think that's totally possible. Yeah, I am curious if listeners have thoughts on this. Reach out to us. I know we broke format a little bit. Definitely got pretty bizarre. But I think we're going to kind of steer back around here because I think that's going to do it for us for now and forever on these two particular types of sauces. We'll touch on them next week, but I don't think we're going to try anymore. But woof.
Say no real rating or anything. We're just going to say we liked the most was number 3 or number.
Yeah, number 2 or number 3. I think those were pretty good. We gave kind of a little bit of a half rating to them. Like I said, if you're a listener and you want to try these, those are the ones I would go for.
Maybe we'll take another snapshot of number 2 and 3 just next to each other for the Instagram.
There you go.
The other thing is they're not really a large enough quantity to be useful on anything.
Right.
That's the larger issue, is the way I see it, is that if you did like one, you're getting just enough to get a taste of it, and then it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't even enough for a half dozen wings.
No. Enough to spice up one of those itty bitty burritos from McDonald's.
Yeah, or a piece of pizza or something.
A slice
spice
of pizza.
up a little pizza. I could see that with the Parmesan flavor. Might be kind of good. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. Again, sorry for botching the whole bracket concept, but we'll get back to it next week and try to get on to some of these desert heat sauces. But with all that being said, Eric?
Crap. Closing thoughts.
Do you have any closing thoughts you'd like to share with the listeners?
Instructions are important, and it's worth reading them, especially when you're dealing with dangerous chemicals, or hot sauces in this case. That's about it I've got.
I think this is the first time on the show we can legitimately say, don't try this at home. We're professionals.
Yes. Right. We're professional idiots, but we gave it our best shot.
Don't try this at home, kids. Literally, don't try this at home.
But now we can wrap up with Tori.
Touching thoughts with Tori.
Wow. Before I begin, I had a question.
Okay.
What was the name of the board game that these various sauces came with, or board games?
So mine came with roulette.
Okay.
And, I think
it's just called hot sauce roulette?
It's something like that. And that's why the poker chips are on the bottles.
Understood. Okay.
And I think Eric's was just like a craps type of game.
Well, it was just whoever rolled that. It was a D12 and 12 sauces. You rolled the die, and whatever that number came up, that's what you got to.
Yeah, you just roll the die.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you had the unlucky chance of.
The luck is not with you, dude, because like I said, it gets spicy pretty fast after 5.
But you would know better. If you rolled, if you rolled a 6 and you tried a 6, then you would know, oh shit, this is real.
But what if you roll a 10 right off the bat?
You might hurt yourself.
And here's the problem too. Here's the other problem I'm thinking too, Eric. You got to remember this. People are like a Christmas party. They got these as a present. They want to play the fun game. They've been drinking.
Right. Oh,
maybe their reactions are delayed, Maybe they do get a fair amount of number 10 or number 11 or 12 in them before they realize,
I see hot sauce challenge. I see itty bitty little bottles. Yeah. I immediately was thinking, oh, you're just going to take a sip. You're straight up. You have to sip out of the bottle.
No way.
You get unlucky enough to roll that die.
Dude,
that would have been my thought.
You'd be puking blood, I think. You'd be cleaning up some rough stains out of your carpet. That's all I got to say.
Like you're saying, I'm really glad that somebody else was here, smarter and wiser, to read instructions beforehand, but not play that stupid game.
Yeah, well, that was one of the last things I saw where it says, "Do not shoot them." Which we couldn't have done that anyways because we wanted to share them. But
right.
Anyways, touching thoughts with Tori.
Touching Thoughts with Tori. Here I go. And we are on, believe it or not, this is the 4th installment of what I want to talk about here. And the overarching theme is what you should think about prior to opening your mouth in any situation with anyone.
Putting sauces in it?
Putting sauces in it. And we can tie that back to the lesson today. So, of course, we talked about T being truthful, H being helpful, I being inspired, and we're finally to N in think. We have one more week to go. N.
What is the N word, Tori?
That is it necessary? Is it necessary? And it's a shame we didn't apply that very concept to tonight, because obviously we found out that sauces 7 through 12 were quite unnecessary. But hey, you can't hurt us for trying. But when you're faced maybe with a difficult situation and you're thinking about what to say, ask yourself whether or not it is necessary. Of course, along with this other gamut of things. But is it needed? Do you need to impart this? Is it going to get you in trouble? Is it going to move to more questions maybe that you don't want to answer or really be bothered with? So is it necessary? Is what I am about to say necessary? And then make a call from there. But yeah, so stay tuned. We're going to wrap up my little mini series, week 5 of 5, with what you should do before you open that hot sauce hole you got. So let's never be creative ever again. Ever. And yeah, that'll do it for me. I love you. We love you. And thank you for listening. And good night.
Yeah, I think a perfect takeaway there would be think before you open your mouth, and put sauce in it that you don't know how hot it's going to be. And is it necessary to continue with the sauce bracket once you've realized that you're going to be in excruciing pain by the end of it?
And you have the final 4 picked out
and you
already.
already know what the final 4 are going to be, and it's the ones with flavor. So, yeah, I think that we decided very quickly that was not necessary. I'd like to be... I think, if anything, we should be recognized for attempting to plow through with it as far as we did.
Gave it hell. I mean, you can't say that we didn't, but I think there's a time and a place. Cut it.
Yep.
There's no shame in that game.
I'm going to give us kudos for not immediately trying number 12 and going back and starting to re-record this episode and calling it something different. But we're going to live by our failures, and we're not ashamed of them, because you know what? Here's my takeaway. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. It's okay to fail and get better and move past that. You don't always have to be right, and I think this is a key thing here where we were wrong, I was wrong, to make us try to do this. It was a fun idea. Maybe we'll do it again in the future, but for right now, we're going to learn and grow, and we're going to be better people, and we're going to be happier ourselves because of it.
That's right. And despite your heart being in the right place, it can still be a bonehead move. So Keep that in mind, too. And especially in Adam's case, his heart was in the right place. It sounded like a great idea, but boy, it was a flop with a capital F. So, yeah, you'll have that.
Yeah, more interesting, different flavored sauces. I think they could have been a lot of fun, but this was they were all too similar and too stupid and hot when it got past. Yeah.
I think we got our entertainment value out of them. I will say that, if nothing else.
Oh, that's
and hopefully you did too.
Hopefully, but all right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us this week on these crazy punishment tier sauces. And with all that being said, stay tuned for the continuation. A little bit different than we initially anticipated, but in any case, we'll catch you next week.
Oh no, it's the end of the show. Thank goodness there's several other episodes waiting just for you. Check out our Instagram. We like to have some fun over there. We post the sauce bottle pics if you're curious, and the occasional meme. That's going to be Sauce Spoken official. Hey, despite our humble nature, we are accepting donations, believe it or not. Look us up on PayPal. That's going to be @SauceSpoken. Hey, and if you like what you hear, grease those palms, babe. Lastly, roll up your sleeves and get into the nitty-gritty at saucespoken.wordpress.com. We have show notes and details. Check it out. Share us with a family member or a friend. If you're enjoying it, I'm certain they will too. Good night.